welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, I'm retouching on a coin review that I did a few months ago for a particular project. This one is called Hot or Holochain. This is a coin that is basically software as a service or blockchain as a service, and it's a development project for developing new projects. It's like a blockchain as a service. So it's a good project. It's been getting a lot of attention lately because the coin's been doing very well, and I wanted to go back and re-review this because, as I've learned when I was doing the game Altcoinopoly, I was not naming the coin in the name of the title of the video on purpose so people would watch the video. Unfortunately, that puts a law of unintended consequences, right? You try to hide that, and now people can't search it and find it. So now I'm re-releasing it now. A few more comments about it. I like the project. I still like the project. I think I want to go over the news and also where I charted it before. I'm not going to be able to do a new chart right now, but I've looked at it. It still looks very promising. The original chart does hold up, but it's a good project. And we'll talk about where my rating lands now versus where I had it a few months ago on a scale of 1 to 5 after we go over the news and the chart. Just a quick reminder that nothing in this video is considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Seek out your own advice and do your own diligence, do your own research. Okay, so hot or holochain, and it's very important to distinguish that when you're looking for this coin, if you're looking to invest in it, not financial advice, of course, but it's up to you. If you're looking for the hot for holochain, make sure that you get the right symbol and the right version of hot, because there's more than one coin out there that uses the letters HOT for their symbol. So I'll point out 3 videos that I'll link during in the comments of this, but look for the symbol here. This is the symbol for Holochain. That is the hot you're looking for. So what is Holochain? Holochain is an interesting approach to blockchain. What they do is they distribute the blockchains and then they aggregate them all at the end. So they use what's called an agent-centric approach versus a data-centric approach. Bitcoin does a data-centric approach where everybody has to be all aligned, and then you hit go, and then everyone starts trying to solve the problem to mine and get the first answer that works to build that next block. Rather than doing that, the agent-centric, every agent or node has a copy of their own blockchain, and they can do whatever they want. And when they're all done, they can come back to the network and say, here's our blockchain, let's put it on the network, and then build it together. Now, in this particular video here, Donald puts together a great video and a great analogy to explain this in terms of a jigsaw puzzle. Now, software developers, what they do is they go, like, imagine a bulletin board full of index cards or a set of post-it notes up on the wall. A developer will come and they'll grab one of the tasks. They'll take a card or a post-it note off of the wall, and they'll go do that task. And when they're done, they'll bring it back and put it in the done pile. Similarly, in a jigsaw puzzle, if everybody's working on a jigsaw puzzle, like 4 or 5 people trying to put together one giant puzzle at once, you can butt heads literally if you're trying to be all on top of the puzzle all at once. So rather than do that, you can separate the puzzle. Well, some people will do the frame, some people will do a particular object in the picture or whatever, and when those pieces are done, they'll bring it back to the main puzzle and put it all together. So that's what software engineers often do when they develop things. They develop a piece, then bring back that bigger piece to the collective larger puzzle assembly for the entire project. So Holochain, their major blockchain is the entire project, but they have agent blockchains or agent central distribution of blockchain where people can go work on their own little tasks and blockchains and then bring all their answers back when they're ready. So it's a way to distribute the task rather than having everybody try to do everything all at once. So it's an interesting approach. It's more of a software-centric developer kind of outlook. And it allows for a couple things. It allows for isolation of data so that team A can be working independently, a team B can be working independently, a team C, and then teams A, B, and C don't need to share their own private data. So think of that as a company. Company A, B, and C can keep their own data, have their own blockchain, and do whatever they want. And when they're ready, they can bring whatever they choose back to the main consensus. So it's a great way to create privacy and also to distribute the task developing blockchains that don't all have to match. So Holochain, it's an interesting approach. I kind of like it. I think it's a different viewpoint and outlook on how to develop, more of a software kind of point of view. And both Donald does a great job of explaining it, and once again, Guy did a great job of explaining it a couple of years ago. And then another channel, which I don't think I've identified before, but Turnio does a good job of explaining things on his channel in very condensed little summaries. So these 3 videos I'll put in the link, and you can watch them. They're not very long, but it's a pretty good explanation of 3 different aspects or 3 different viewpoints on how Holochain works. Now let's take a look at the charts and where the position of Holochain is in relations to other projects that are out there in the crypto space. Taking a look now at the charts, we have one chart for HOT versus USDT and one versus Bitcoin. And we'll look at both. Now, both of these charts are similar in shape. And what I did was it looks to me like it's a Fibonacci retracement. It's kind of a wave 1 and a wave 2. And a wave of a 5-wave pattern for Elliott wave. So wave 1, typically wave 2, if wave 2 is roughly about half the size of wave 1, then wave 3 could be coming. And when wave 3 comes, it can be a massive upsurge. And that is the biggest mover of a 5-wave Elliott wave theory move in a coin. So looking at the charts, going back to February, Holochain started to get some traction. There were some influencers that were making mention of Holochain a lot of traction and a lot of commentary in the last few weeks about this particular coin. One particular intuitive happened to mention this coin as one of her top coins, and another influencer works with that intuitive. I don't want to say their names because I think that particular video is behind a paywall, but enough people know what I'm talking about that there was definitely a mention of Holochain as a top pick recently, and that sparked a lot of interest. So that was part of the time frame of this run up in March, where the coin moved from, let's talk about it in USDT. It moved up from below a penny to over a penny quickly and got up to almost 3 cents. It was like 2.5 cents, and then it did a retrace in the last month to about 1 to 1.5 cents. So that retracement on both charts is roughly a 50% pullback. If you take from here to here and scale that to be 100%, a 50% retrace puts us right in this green golden pocket kind of area, which is about where we've been consolidating for the last several weeks for our Holochain. Now, if things play out where this winds up being, we get a wave 3 that moves up, I won't draw it here, but it goes up into this zone, you can see a move up to the 1.6 or 2.6 Fibonacci extension, and that just tells you that a typical wave 3 might go to 2.6, which we put the price up to here. It would be, again, it's easier to talk in US dollars, so I'm going to talk in US dollars. It'll go from a 1.5 penny move up to almost 4 cents to 5.5 cents. So, not financial advice, but if you were in this coin and were looking to ladder out, putting a few cells in this range in here might be a good idea to capture the 4.5 to 5 cent range, maybe a little more, which would put it to be a 2.5 to 3.5 times move for this particular coin. So there's a good amount of upside here. There's a good amount of upside in the token, but let's frame this coin in terms of market cap and where it really exists in the whole crypto space. So looking at coin market cap quickly, Holochain is already a top 60 coin. Even on its pullback to 1.5 cents, it's down in the 2.5 billion market cap range because it has 169 billion coins. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. People will look at this coin and say, wow, it's only a penny and a half. But wait a minute. At a penny and a half, it's still number 58 on the chart. So if, let's say it goes up to 15 cents, a 10x move, that would make it almost a $25 billion coin. A $25 billion coin goes way up here to above Litecoin and near Bitcoin Cash. I don't think it's realistic in the near term for Holochain or HOT to be comparable to Chainlink, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Polkadot. It's not in that space. It's not in that regard yet. So I think a 10x move is probably a lot to ask. A 3x move is reasonable, which would put it in the, that would be, let's go back to Holochain, do some math real quick. So Holochain is at 2.5. So let's move it to 7.5 billion. What's in that range? 7.5 billion, Binance USD, Monero, PancakeSwap, above Tezos, below Neo. I think that's a reasonable range. A top 25 coin, that's a good upper bound for where it can get to. Time frame, it's always tough to determine, but I think next couple of months in an altcoin bull run, I think this is about where we can land, because these other coins that are in this space right here are also going to run up. So I think that Holochain could get to this level and maybe make a 3x move in the not too distant future in an altcoin season. But again, the thing to be most wary about is that there's a lot of coins. The market cap at 2.5 billion for a coin that's only a penny and a half, and it's because it's got so many coins. The number of coins available is right here, almost 170 billion coins. So, and there's no cap to the max supply. Those are two warning signs for this coin. I like the technology. I like the approach. I'm just concerned about the tokenomics here. So there's a video for Holochain or HOT. It's a good project. I really like it. It's a smaller project, but I think it has a lot of potential. You got a lot of hype the first time around, and now it's getting more of it again. But I think that, it's for the price that it's at, it's below a couple cents. It has the potential for a 4 to 5x, not financial advice, of course, but it has that potential. It's worth a dabble into your portfolio. And again, not financial advice, but if you so choose to go out and if you like the project and you understand the value add that it's giving, that you can develop a project pretty quickly with this blockchain as a service, it's well worth taking a hard look at. So my original rating was a little harsher. It was 2.5 out of 5. I would put it at a 3 out of 5 now, because it's stood a little bit more test of time. It has positivity going up for the project, and it's getting a lot of good positive attention. And I think that people are starting to understand the value proposition that it offers. So I put it more in the 3 categories. So right in the middle of the road. It's not a solid, no questions asked, top 10 type project like a Cardano or Polkadot, but it has potential. It has a lot of potential, and I think it could move up more quickly than maybe some other projects. So dig into the project on your own, see what you think about it. Use this video among others in the videos I'm linking here to educate yourself about it. Consider it, and once you understand the value proposition, maybe you want to add a little bit to your own holdings. Not financial advice, of course. It's your own decision. This is just one guy on the internet sharing his opinion. But that's my review on Holochain or HOT. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below how you feel about it. Share, and obviously comment. Comments help too. So I appreciate it. So with all that said today, I'm going to close the door on the bureau, and I'll see you next time.